Taurus, how you doing, guys? Welcome, Taurus. How you doing? How's everybody feeling out there in isolation? Now, I've got some channel messages for you guys, and I can't actually remember what your channel messages were for the Back to the Future readings that are just about being posted now. So I can't really remember. But the first thing that came to mind was confirmed. Something is confirmed and confirmed and confirmed. We will go into the you versus them dark side tarot card reading, okay, but at the moment we just stick again with the channel messages. So I'm not sure if they're going to relate to what's been coming out, but confirmed. It's like the stamp of approval, and we are now approved. It feels like a company or a business that you have has now been approved, okay? It feels like an arrival, that you've also had rivals in the past where there's been quite a lot of competition around. But it feels like that you're beating the competition and you are winning the competition. It feels like that whatever is arrived is something that you've been building up for quite some time, and it's all been done. It feels like if this is work, okay, that you've been working and working and working in order to beat the competition. But it feels like that you are just about to get ahead of the competition because you've been getting ahead within your work. Okay, so you've been doing quite a lot spiritually. You've been doing quite a lot with working from home. They're saying a lot of you have been doing a lot to do with your business, and that you've been like going over it all and getting ahead, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, you've got the approval, you've got the go ahead, and everything goes out, because I'm picking up a lot of winner takes all, and winner chicken dinner, right? But I'm definitely picking up I picked up a fall guy, which could be having something to do with the Pisces, and I also picked up pause also, which could have something to do with maybe a Leo, okay? Because I picked up, what was it, like approaching something. It's approaching, like a brooch, also a roach, also a roach. Cockroach hotel. They're saying something to do with a hotel or a motel or something like that. Okay, it feels like a stayover, you know. It feels like that whatever has been approaching, there's now someone around you that is approaching you again. So, okay, I don't know where that's coming from. But I picked up shipment has orders, so it feels like that we're taking orders. I don't know why, but they just keep getting me to go back to your work, right? So I'm just going to stick with that, because I'm trying to forget those and go to your love life, but they keep saying, no, this is an arrival. It's something to do with like extraterrestrial or some kind of like arrival or rivals. Like there's been so many rivals, there's been so many, they're saying that there's been so many people that have been paying attention to my partner that I think that they have rivals. But it doesn't. It feels like that I am the rival. It feels like that you have now the rights in order to see me. So there's some kind of like where you've been winning and beating the competition, right? Now, if this is related to your work, it is. If it's also related to your love life, there's a lot of where I've been beating the competition. And it's like I've been beating people off with a stick. So I think you've probably got the 5 of Wands coming up somewhere, okay? But shipment and orders, like it's auditing and ordering and ordering and ordering and ordering. So I think that whatever that you've had of product value that you've been working towards, that now people are going to start ordering a lot of stuff. Like, okay, so because I feel like that there is stuff that's coming in, but someone's let go of something, meaning like all of this stuff that's been built up and all of this tension that it's took and this hard work for me to do it, all of a sudden there's a big release of energy where you've suddenly released it all, let it all go, and then suddenly everything comes in as you've let it go. Okay, so you've got Gemini energy around you, I would say. Gemini, okay, and Cancerian also. Because I always relate things to, of energy, that when you let something go, something comes in from behind. It either comes from the top or the bottom or from behind or forward. Okay, so it comes from everywhere around the world. That's what they're saying. That from everywhere around the world, it comes in. So this could have something to do with like medical pharmacists or something like that, where it's PPE and all those kind of things. But whatever it is, I'm thinking that they're saying that that it's a lot to do with government stuff, government money, funding, business, a lot of money, and things being shipped in and shipped out. Okay. Now I don't think that these are physical people that are. I don't know if they are, because it's involving a lot of people, which is to do with business. So it's evolving. They're saying that something is evolving, okay, which is the world. So I'm picking up tarot card of the world. But I hear that you had rivals, but you are the winner. You know, it feels like that you now have the rights to see me. Like someone has given their consent to say, okay, we've given the consent to go, and now it's okay. So if this is a lot to do with like seeking the approval of family and stuff, if you can see someone or if they can see you or if you can get married or something like that, it feels like that we've had this approval now that it's okay to let go of something and it's okay to actually form this union, they're saying. Now, I think that some of this has something to do politically with the union, right? Which is a lot to do with states and representatives and things like that. And it's a lot to do with the union or governments where it's like, well, the government is now giving us the go-ahead. So we're okay. So our people are okay. So whatever it is, there's a relaxed energy about it. Okay. So basically, Taurus, what they're saying is that there's more of a relaxed energy around you because you've just received government funding. If you work for a boss, they've received government funding or insurance that is now ensuring you that you are going to get paid through however long this period is that people are worried about certain things, that you are going to receive a package. Okay, yeah, omen. Okay, that you're going to receive a package and that it's okay and that it's fine. You could even get messages through on your phone and it's delivering saying, wow, what do you know? All of a sudden, my bank balance has just risen because I've just got paid. And I think that your boss is paying you, but you also have another venue. They're also saying that there's another venue that you can look at, right, which is another venture. So you have this other venture that you also have going in the pipeline that is also going to bring in extra money as well, is what they're saying, because they're saying that there's so much of a shipment of something that you're going to be absolutely flooded with emails, you're going to be flooded with business, you're going to be flooded with potential customers for the future, okay? And that it's because they just keep saying that it's the go-ahead, and you've got the go-ahead, you've got the seal of approval, you've got the stamp, you've got everything that you need, and now there's a go. Okay, so there could be something to do with someone travelling, because this is a shipment that's arriving, right? So I can't tell people that that's a really good idea to be doing that kind of thing during the coronavirus. Obviously, that's still apparent, right? But they are definitely saying that it's something to do with like the airports or someone that is travelling and that they are just about to arrive back home, okay? Now, how safe that is, I really don't know, so I'm not someone that's going to say that you should or you shouldn't, okay? But they are definitely saying something to do with the fall, a shipment of people or things. And it's all now like flooding in. It's like there's so much now flooding in that we don't know what to do with all these people. So it feels like that there's a factory that was closed is now open, okay? And it's now open for business. And we've now got all of this stuff that we have to get rid of. I don't know if they're like potential, because they're saying that it's something to do with a travel company, right? And that bosses have now been talking in discussions with what they're going to do with all of this stuff, right? So I don't know if this is something to do with like businesses being disintegrated and you're getting a payoff as a, what do you call it when you take early retirement? They're saying that you could be able to take early retirement because you might get an insurance package from either one, the government, or two, your boss, because we might be disintegrating some of the business because we're not sure how long this can go on. That's only for some of you. I don't know if this is you saying that or your boss. You see, when I channel messages, I have no idea where they come from. I just pick up of a collective energy that is going to affect you or not affect you. And it does have something to do with protection, right? Protecting one's own rights, okay? Now, because of that, some of this could be coming from as an insurance policy that has been set up as like a life insurance policy or an insurance policy where your bosses or your boss is going to insure you that you do have a job. But I don't know why I'm picking up that some of this is coming across where they don't know like who to let go of. So this might be coming through as like an insurance broker or a company where they might let go of the more vulnerable people than the more, because I don't know if it's anything to do with this stuff. Sorry, but I'm stopped smoking for 3 days and that's the reason why I'm coughing. Okay, so I'm actually trying to look after my health as well. So that's the reason why I'm coughing. Okay, because I don't know why I keep picking up that there are elderly people and there are also younger vulnerable people. And there are like dividing. It's a bit like what they say within political stuff is divide people and then conquer people. And that is exactly the problem with the government and the world at the moment. Yeah, well, it is. This is something political, man. That dividing people and causing chaos is how they actually take over corporations and companies in order to conquer a company. So it feels a lot like dividing a lot of people in order to conquer something whilst the people are not there. It's like for the people, but not for the people. Did you get what I'm saying, Taurus? Where it's like, right, okay, we've divided everybody and we've put them all into segregation, okay? And now they're all divided. We as a company have to think about what's best for us, but for the people that are vulnerable or not vulnerable, right? And this is why some of this is coming across as political. Because a lot of big companies, they divide assets in order to make something else, okay? So I don't know if this is coming across as something that's controversial or whatever, right? Or commercial. They're saying something that's commercial, like an airline or a traveling company, and it's commercial, right? So we have like the rights in order to get insurance because it's commercial, because it's supported by the government, like council or something. And because it is, we literally have insurance. But so the insurance then pays you, okay? So it feels like that you're settled and that you've got enough. So I think on the sideline, you've got something where you do something else, but that's also bringing in revenue, okay? So we're talking about entrepreneurs and people that are doing like different stuff to try and like survive, okay? Because I'm also picking up on like survival of the fittest, right? So it's like who's fit to work and who's not fit to work. And if you're fit to work, then you're going to have to work. And if you're not fit to work, then we might be able to give you an early retirement package. I don't know why they're saying that one. Okay. Because it feels like a takeover. Like, well, you know, you're going to have responsibility, and can you take over this company, and can you do it whilst I'm isolating? Because there's some kind of like, I'm picking up of a commercial business, right? And this could be coming from your bosses, where it's like, right, okay, we're taking over this company because my boss or parent or something, this could be a family business, where it's like, okay, they're probably classed as vulnerable and they can't meet people, right? I don't know where this is coming from. It's really turning into a political message of money, really, for you, Taurus. So I don't know if you're like saying, yes, Steve, stick with the money. Stick with the money. Because it feels like I stick with the money. It's like I go where the money goes. If the money goes there, that's where I go. So it feels like that there is a lot of, I don't know whether to stay or go, because I'm just going to go wherever the money is. Like I'm here and I'm okay to work, but I'm going wherever the money is. Wherever the money goes, I go too. So it feels like some kind of like rise or pay rise or something where it's like things being shipped out in order to like give you more. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna leave those channel messages there for a start. I don't know if they actually relate a lot to your actual May Back to the Future reading. Okay, but what we do now is that we look into your intense dark side reading and we look at you versus them. Okay, so show me for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You versus them. Show me Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. For you versus them, show me an intense dark side reading. Okay. There's the Fool. Turn his back. There's Pisces. Okay, Pisces. It's like, don't be a fool. What are you just sitting around? So there's someone that's just waiting. It's like, well, I'm just waiting for all this to happen. I've been building it up and building it up and building it up, and it feels like at the moment I am just tied up with so much work or so much energy that I can't physically do anything. This person is tied up. Okay, so they're tied up and they're busy, whichever that is. Because someone just wouldn't just be sitting around. I mean, it could be. But it feels like that they're just sitting around waiting. Okay, they're waiting probably for you to communicate with them to say, because it feels like someone's being snagged, right? Nagged, and saying that also someone feels like they're being nagged, and they're being nagged and nagged. But we do look at separate lives, okay? So it could be that this person is feeling like they're being nagged in order to do a lot. It's like, okay, well, we need you to do this work, that work, and everything else, and that they're building it all up, but they're also feeling like they're being nagged at in their life as well. Okay, show me the other person for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, so you got the 2 here, 2. So possible Libra. Okay, but again, I don't know what to do about this Pisces. I really don't know what to do. This could be you as an Earth sign. Okay, I don't know what to do about them because they're at home and they're working and we're paying them. But what do we do about them? Where do we put them? Where do we place this hangman? Where does the hangman fit in with our company, and where are they best suited to go to work? Right? I don't know why they keep asking me to talk about work. Okay, so where are they best suited? So if we look at this as a relationship, well, on the one hand, I could be stuck with this Pisces for ages, right? I could be stuck with this Pisces for ages. So everything at the moment in my energy is up in the air of trying to understand, well, what is it that I do? Because I'm facing them, because you are facing this. So it feels like, well, I'll face it head on. But I really want to know what this Pisces is doing, because they're also turning their back here. They're not facing things. This person's not really facing stuff. They are facing two people. They're facing a decision that needs to be made. But as a love partnership, it's like, well, I'm here and I'm facing, I'm facing having to go to work and face you. But it feels like, don't deface me, right? Don't deface me. Don't betray me. The hangman was also known as was portrayed, or was the sacrificial lamb, right? But it also feels like, don't betray me. Like, I'll do it, but don't, or Tracy, bring up Trey or Tracy, but don't betray me. Don't betray me. Three, yeah, it is. It's to do with work. Again, though, if you are in a third-party relationship with someone, this is on their behalf, right? They're saying, on my behalf. This all happens on my behalf. So if this is not a relationship, this is to do with three people, could be anywhere in this, right? But again, this is all happens on my terms. This all happens to me at work. All of this is happening to me at work. This person is kind of got luck on their side at the moment, right? They do. It happens on my terms. I'm at work here. It feels like, well, I'm working, possibly from at home or at school. Okay, so I'm teaching, so I'm trying to study, and it feels like I don't have time all of the time to talk. So on one hand, this person's got work. On the other hand, you have, because everything's up in the air now. Okay, there you are, Taurus. There you are, 5 here. So I want to marry this person. I actually want to give them a contract. This could be coming from a business owner that wants to give this person more work. Okay, more work. I don't know what, they just keep telling me to look at the work. The work that you're putting in. They just say, look at the work that this person is putting in of dedication towards being my partner. Okay, this is not for the people that are compromised, right? Because this is where everything is now up in the air. Everything is coming down to Taurus. This is why I said that, Taurus, the decision is yours to make. What you want to do about this person if you are compromised as a dark side tarot reading, right? But it feels like that this person's at work and that your work is possibly up in the air, okay, where it's different to theirs. This person is studying and working from home, and it feels like that what is on your mind is when you can go into union and actually go back into a full-time relationship. When will I meet you again? But as a reading for work is what they keep getting me to look at, where it can be hard work to get this person's attention here. It can be very hard work, because it feels like that they turn their back on things and people where it's seen that they do, okay, but they have common interests of what they do for their business and for their work and what they enjoy in life here, right? So it might be seen that this person turns their back on work, or they turn work down, right? I don't know whether they're turning it in or turning it up, but they're turning something over, or turning someone over. Don't know why that one's coming through. Show me more about this side. Wow. the Magician. They are facing quite. They're not facing things. They're not. What they're doing is that they're trying to draw all of their attention by this 3. You might see this person as very controlling in a way, because the Magician is kind of like in reverse and concentrated on having a fresh start at work, having a fresh start at home, and having a fresh start at school, right? So they've gone back to school, but they've gone back to the drawing board. They've gone back to the board of governors, is what they're saying. They've gone back to the board of governor. I don't know why this has turned into a political reading. They've gone back. I hope they didn't go back to their past, Taurus. So show me, because this is definitely you, right? So you're thinking, on one hand I've got this relationship, or on one hand I've got a Taurus already, or I've got a relationship already, and I've turned my back on this person because I already have a relationship. Because this is the bright side here, looking on the bright side, because everything is facing me. So I'm confronting everything that I have to, and I'm really confronting this person to say, what is it that you want to do for work? You know, what do you want to do? Are you working for us, or are you working for them? Because there's a little bit of rival. Okay, so now you've got the Page of Wands in reverse, okay, which is, let's see, it feels like that I have also here children that are not listening to me here. It feels like I have a child, but they don't listen to me, okay, because they're you know, okay. But it feels like that they don't listen to me, and it's like I want to also get this person's attention away from their work. I want to get their attention away from maybe this other person that is compromising, that can be a mother, father, whoever. But again, I need to get this person's attention away from their work in order to concentrate on our relationship, right? That what's more important to you, work or relationship, study or relationship? Because I could well be in this alone here. I could be in this alone. And sometimes I do feel alone in a relationship. Because when it takes and requires so much of your focus and your study, that the energy gets turned around. Meaning this person is trying to turn everything around for themselves by studying something and by getting ahead of the game, right? As why you might see this person possibly as a player, because they've turned the energy round on themselves to get this 3 of Pentacles, to get their own way, okay? So here, you sometimes might feel alone because everything is up in the air. It's like, well, I'm just waiting for them to land. I'm just waiting for them to come back to me here, right? Now, that don't mean that you're separated and that you're not talking. It just means that there could well be social distancing, where everything is up in the air here because you're in this alone, possibly here. You could well be in it alone. And here, this person is like, well, let's just go it alone then, you know. Let's just go it alone because I've got work to do. I've got business to attend to. I've possibly got 2 kids or three things that are taking up most of my time. And here, because of 3 and 2, it feels like that you've pushed me out. Don't push me out, you know, don't leave me out. I'm still here, but we might not be able to be together. And while we're not, if you're not separated and you're not talking to the person, then it probably just means that this person's trying to turn around their company and their business. And here, on the other hand, you've got the relationship in your energy that you're like, well, everything is just up in the air. I don't know when we can actually see each other. When are we going to actually be able to travel to go and see them? Okay? Because this is definitely coming from this energy here. So because they're trying to start over again, you know, they are. And if there's an energy around that is being forced from this energy here to get them to give the attention back here, okay, then I think people see this person as probably two-faced and doesn't have enough time for a relationship all the time, okay, because they're probably concentrated on their kids, maybe. Yeah, so you've got the 7 of Wands now. You see, this person puts up a barrier and they put up a wall in their life where they just have this ability of just cutting people out because they're more concerned about, well, their life and their well-being and what they want to study on and what they want to focus on. And if that is another person and you know, well, then it's possible, okay? But because it feels like everybody comes at this person, but they're standing strong as if to say, I don't mind, you know, it happens to me all of the time. This person could also procrastinate quite a lot and say, well, you know what, I'm just used to it by now. People always come at me for stuff. So in their business, they might be really busy where people are, because they could have clients here, right? Because 3 is also having clients. So because this person, you might not be with them because they're working at home here and you possibly feel alone slightly. In it on my own. So it feels like, well, I'm here and if you want me, I'm just getting on with my life because everything seems to be up in the air at the moment. We don't really know what's happening. So I'm going to go back to work. But it feels like that my money is possibly disappearing here. Okay, it's all there. Here, it's in a fade. It feels like that something is fading. 8, 9, 10. That's money there. So at the moment, my money is possibly all up in the air. So those channeled messages that I was giving you, it seems to be like the business is all going to this person. The money is all going from here to here. Because you've got 8, 9, 10, 11, right? Which is like a mirror of the 2 here. So at the moment, the business is all up in the air, but we're giving it to this person. We're giving people might not want to hear all this stuff, I don't know. Because it feels like that, well, I'm alone, I'm at home and I'm alone in this, right? I'm at home and I'm alone in it. And that all my money and all my savings that I've been working so hard for just seems to be disappearing and disappearing and disappearing. So we're having to pay out here. Just because you're Taurus and I'm doing a reading and the Taurus card's there, it doesn't mean it's you. It just means that this can also be the government, you see, that is having to now pay out. So if you're receiving a package from your boss, which would also be that, or the government, they're having to pay this energy here, okay? Pay attention to this person here. Because the attention is all going to them because they're turning their back on an energy here and concentrating it so much on focus of work, right? So because of that, this energy is having to work harder for this energy to get their attention away from work, to get their attention away from children, right? Here, it feels like that you could well be going it alone here, and that all your money now, because you're not got this person also relying on certain things, is that if you don't live with your partner and you live alone here, and this person works and you've just, say, took on a new job or a new home or a new contract of that, and that you're spending money to speculate your business or your home, okay, that you've just spent a lot of time and spent a lot of stuff on things that may be necessary or unnecessary. They could well be like necessary if you're not with your partner and you're separate and you've had to buy and accumulate a lot of things alone, right? So you haven't to do all the bills and the shopping for whatever, okay? And that you're working hard now to build up your money, so you're having to save it, because this is a savings account here to me. That's a savings account that is being, like, you're looking at it closely to see how much you're spending and how much you're giving out and who you're going to give it out to and who you're going to give your time to here. It's very important to you, Taurus, to know that who do I give this money to? Who do I give my time and effort to for all of this that's took me so long to do? This project, this business, it's took me so long to do. Who takes it? Because like I said, winner takes all, right? Winner takes all. And winner takes me. And it also takes me sometimes probably a long time to continue to build up everything that we have of this business. So who do we give the jobs to? Who do we give the financial support to? That can be a really good energy, okay? Because you could have quite a lot of money here because you've got 8 and 2, right? But through 10 of Pentacles, it can go and come and come and go and come and go, right? Come a chameleon. So there's what do you call it? Sorry, the lion, right? Leo energy. I have the tiger. So it feels like that you're having overcompensate and spend for this energy to keep them as an employer. But if you're looking at employers, employees, right, then I think that some of you, if you're not in that mindset of, no, I can't stand this person, right, if you're not in that mindset, you see this person as someone that is worth putting time and effort in for because you see the amount of strength and courage that they have as a work ethic, because they have a strict work ethic, because they turn it around and they probably like working alone and they probably go it alone and do things alone, right? And because of that energy, you might see this person as an employer of someone worth employing, right? Do you get what I'm saying? So that's for some of you, if you're looking at money and investments, because it feels like that your investment that is going from here into this person, they're taking it in advisement where they're trying to turn the energy around for themselves by focus, which sometimes can be very good, okay? So if you're now have options of who you spend your time with and on, I think that the best amount of energy ever well spent is on yourself. Trust me. Any energy is best well spent on yourself. Meaning that when you're comfortable and you're not worried, okay, that's when things start to happen. When your energy levels are where you're not stressed and you're not worried, that's the biggest depletion of energy. When you worry, you stress and you panic. That's when things don't happen, okay? Because you've got an attachment to either worry or money or children or just life itself, okay? I don't know where those messages are coming from. So let's look at a dark side. This person has a dark side of, they could have like a procrastination quite a lot where they sometimes worry about money, but they like money, where they like teaching, they like their job, they love their job a lot. And it could be seen as this person controls things their own way because they love what they do, right? And because they love what they do, this energy feels like it has to work for this energy to give attention here, right? These are intense dark side readings if you're really compromised with anybody. When you watch tarot card readings, you obviously watch it for information, okay? So the information is that you probably have to work quite hard for this energy to get them on the same wavelength, to give you the support that you need at times when you really need it, okay? When I really need their energy and when I really need their support, that's where they turn things around for themselves, because they probably cut that energy off and let one learn for themselves and let... You see, that's where you would get in an argument, possibly with this person, you know. You probably would. Because this person would probably leave you to it, right? Because there's an energy of like, I want to go it alone, I want to do it alone, right? And it's more of like, well, I'll just leave you to it then. You know, if you're going through something and you feel lonely or vulnerable, I'll just leave you to it. Now, the hardest words to ever hear is the truth, because the truth is what hurts. And when it hurts, that generally means that it hurts for a reason, because we're empathic and it hurts our feelings, right? But when you take feelings out of consideration here, that's why this person succeeds. And that is why sometimes that people can blame other people and they say, well, you've got more than what we've got. You've got more than what I've got, okay? And that can sometimes hurt someone because they procrastinate over who has more and who has what, right? So this person's like, I don't really care. I concentrate more on my family or my business and what's best for me through the magician of one, right? That's why they turn their back on things in life, because they draw that energy back to themselves, right? So it makes this energy overspend energy to get this person's attention, right? Yeah, and that's the dark side of this person, is that their dark side is not exactly a dark side. It probably is to them because they can procrastinate quite a lot, okay? Because they cut energy off, you see, they cut it off. But in a battle of wits and in a battle of energy, this person would know more, because they're more than likely a Piscean, okay? And for experience of being one, right, I can tell you that when things get very confusing for a Pisces, they realise that they'll start swimming downstream. And if it becomes a struggle, they can just be seen as like, well, I'll just cut you out and I'll cut you off and I'll pull all the energy back and I'll draw it all back to myself and I'll just go back to the drawing board and concentrate on my family and my work. And that when I do, it makes you fight for this energy, okay? So they cut that energy off as a lesson for soul groups and energy of independent and codependent. You see, if you're codependent on an energy and worrying about a person, we're all learned through society of energy that the only person that you can ever really worry about is you. And when you get to that stage, sometimes you can fight to get in to someone's energy. But you see, this person could be more advanced in what they've learned through life by cutting it off, right? That's best for them, right? Here, that probably isn't as good for you, because this person would just leave you to it. They would leave you to it. They would more than likely say something like, well, just get on with it then. I can't do it, you do it. You know, and you would get possibly into a battle of like, well, everything's just up in the air. I'm waiting for you to make a decision. And when someone waits for someone to make a decision, this person can get very much up in their head, start to procrastinate and think, why is everybody looking for me for a decision? I'm not the decision maker of your life. Can't you do it on your own? And you would probably get into a battle through the ego of the dark side, because this person has a way of just cutting you off and cutting you out, okay? And this person then starts worrying and starts thinking, well, I'm just going to like just continue to work and do your work. So far, okay? And it makes you overspend the energy for this person here, because you've got Pisces, leading card, and Taurus here. So I have to go off the star signs of it being a Taurus reading, okay? So what we do is, over on Patreon now, we do more cards to see what's going on, and we separate it of where I can try and look into what this person's going on in their life. Because you've got the Hangman in reverse and you've got the Magician in reverse, I'm going to need to see what they've got going on in their life and how that relates to you two as a soul group lesson of something that you've got going on with this person, okay? Because sometimes I can see different stuff. So we do that, okay? So that is over on Patreon. You still get your other monthly readings. If you haven't watched them, that's the Back to the Future reading, the channel messages and everything. And then this goes to Patreon as well. If you want to see it, it's $5. Okay? So you get Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and it all goes over there for $5, and you get to watch it as many times as you like. But please keep an eye on the channel messages and the stuff, because predictions, they can come true if they're not true, okay? And that can be very relevant throughout that whole month. So the tarot cards will tell me more about the whole month. The predictions, I don't know if they're going to happen in the middle, throughout, or whenever, but that feels like that's going to happen, okay? So that is your general reading, and I'll hopefully see you. You can reach out for a personal reading, all that stuff. It's in the show more section, Taurus. I really do appreciate your likes, share, and comments. I'll hopefully see you over on Patreon through the link below. Thanks, Taurus.